Okay, as I told earlier, so we are going to discuss a problem which is based on strength as well as based on rigidity. So the design of shaft is based on two category. One is the shaft can be designed based on strength, and the shaft can be designed based on rigidity. So until today, I mean before the classes, before lecture, we have discussed about the shaft based on strength basis alone. And similarly, we have solved only problem where the shaft is to be considered as a simply supported beam. So today we are going to solve some different problem where you may have a different idea about this particular problem. Okay, so start with the problem. Let me read out the problem over here. The layout of the shaft carrying two pulleys 1 and 2 are supported on two bearings A and B as shown in figure. Okay, let me show you the diagram. So this is the actual diagram. So until previous problem what you have solved, the bearing will be at the end. Bearing எங்கே இருந்துச்சுன்னா எப்பவுமே எண்டில் இருந்துச்சு. பேரிங்க்கு உள்ளே என்ன இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா we had a support, we had a load. For example, ஒரு கியரோ ஒரு புள்ளியோ இருக்கும். But this is somewhat different problem. இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்தில் என்ன கொடுத்துருக்காங்க, A and B is considered as a bearing. Left hand side of A I have one pulley which is named as 1, but I have been considered as C. Okay, B அப்படிங்கிற bearingக்கு வெளியே என்ன இருக்கு, you are having other pulley where I have named it as a B. So this diagram was actually given. So to interpret it, they have given, see, all the forces are vertically towards downward. Here they have given us P1, P2, P3, P4, where I have taken the tension value as T1, T2, T3 and T4. So this is what I have taken. So coming back to the question, so as per diagram, I have shown you the diagram. There are two pulleys, pulley C and pulley D, which is outside the bearing A and B. Okay, then they have given the data. What are the data they have given is the shaft transmits 7.5 kilowatt. They have given P value, and they have given N value. N is equal to 360 RPM from pulley 1 to pulley 2. So from one end, the motor has been transmitted from power pulley 1. Let us consider from C. So from C, the power is transmitted through a shaft, and the power is transmitted to this particular D. Sorry, I told you it is a B, but it is not D. So from C to D, the power is being transmitted. That is what given in the particular problem. Okay, the diameters of the pulley 1 and 2 are, the diameter of pulley 1, let us consider as a C, is 250 mm. The diameter of pulley 2, D, is 500 mm respectively. And they have given the masses of the pulley. So the mass has to be considered small m. So MC and MD has been given. It has been given as 10 kg and 30 kg respectively. Okay. So the belt tensions acts vertically. It is one of the important data. The belt tension acts vertically downward, and the ratio of the belt tensions on tight slide to the slack side for each pulley. Very importantly. So the ratio of tight slide to slack side. So let us consider T1 and T3 as tight side, and we can consider T2 and T4 as slack side. So if you want to consider the ratio, we can write T1 by T2, which is equal to T3 by T4, which is equal to 2.5. So this is what given in the data. So tight slide by slack side for both the pulleys is T1 by T2 is equal to T3 by T4 is equal to 2.5. Okay. So this is other data. They have given the power, they have given the speed, they have given the mass of the pulley, they have given the diameter of the pulley, and they have given the ratio of the tension. And they have given, instead of shear stress, we need actually shear stress, but instead of shear stress, they have given me the tensile yield strength. They have given the tensile yield strength as well as the factor of safety. In one previous homework problem, I told you that if your yield strength of a particular material is given, how to find out the shear stress is nothing but 0.5 times of the yield tensile strength divided by factor of safety. So this is how we can find out the shear stress of a particular problem. Okay, so after giving shear stress, they asked us to find out the suitable diameter of the shaft. We know one formula for this particular thing, nothing but TE, equivalent torque or equivalent twisting moment, is equal to square root of m square plus t square, which is again equal to, so pi by 16 So pi by 16 into tau into d cube. So I know tau value. Once I found out this, I know the tau value. So I need to find out m and t value. If I found out m and t value, I can find out the directly the d value. Okay. So next they have given another thing. If the permissible angle of twist, if the permissible angle of twist is 0 is equal to 0.5 degree, 0.5 degree per meter length. Okay, per meter length. The length of the pulley as far as given in your diagram is 1 meter. You can see here the value is 500 mm, 250 mm, 250 mm. 500 plus 500 is it is 1000 mm, where 1000 mm is equal to 1 meter. So theta is equal to 0.5 degree per meter length. They are asking us to find out the shaft diameter based on the torsional rigidity. So this is very, very important. So torsional rigidity. Assuming G, so modulus of rigidity, I am going to use C. So C and G both are same. Okay, C and G both are same. So this is what different for us in the previous problem. There are two differences in this particular problem, where we previously used only simply supported beam. So can anyone say what is the type of a beam here, sir? What is the type of a beam here? இப்போ டயக்ராமில் கொடுத்துருக்குது என்ன டைப் ஆஃப் பீம்? என்னப்பா? ஓகே, சிம்பிளி சப்போர்ட்டோடலேயே you see A and B is being support. ஏவையும் பியும் நீங்கள் சப்போர்ட்டாக கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கிறீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோ. என்னப்பா? யாருப்பா? எஸ், வெரி குட் ஸ்ரீனிவாச பிரசாத். இட் இஸ் அ ஓவர்ஹேங் பீம். Now I hope you understood. நான் அந்த டயக்ராம் வரைஞ்சதுக்கப்புறம் உங்களால் சொல்ல முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஆக்சுவலாக நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா, சப்போர்ட் இஸ் ப்ரொவைடட் A and B, the load is available after the support. So such kind of a beam is to be called as a overhanging beam. So this is one difference for us in the previous problem. The second difference is we are going to find out the diameter of the shaft based on rigidity. So this is the two differences. So for strength we know one formula. So I have already told this is the formula in order to find out the diameter based on strength. But for based on rigidity, I hope you have seen this formula already. So T by J is equal to C theta by L, where T is nothing but torque, J is nothing but polar moment of inertia, C is nothing but modulus of rigidity, theta is nothing but angular twist, L is nothing but the length. So with which we can also find out the diameter of the shaft, where J can be written as pi by 32 into d power 4 for a hollow shaft, circular. So we obviously know the length, we obviously know the modulus of rigidity. If I can find out the T value, I can substitute here directly, I can find out the diameter value. So the main objective of this particular problem again comes to find out the moment and torque value. Okay, so let us go and write down the given data. So this is a beam what I have. So I am going to consider this as A, this as B, this as C, and this as D. So the first target for me is to find out the torque value. Once I find out the torque value, I need to find out what is the load acting on load acting on C, and I want to find out what is the load acting on D. If I know what is the load which is acting on C and D, definitely I can find out what is the bending moment. Okay, so C லையும் D லையும் எவ்வளோ லோட் ஆக்ட் ஆகுது, ஏன்னா எனக்கு இந்த புள்ளியோட டயமீட்டர் மட்டும்தான் எனக்கு தெரியும். அதுபோக புள்ளியோட வெயிட் மட்டும்தான் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. நல்லா இமேஜின் பண்ணி பாருங்கள். நீங்கள் கிணத்துல வந்து தண்ணி இறக்குறீங்க சார். தண்ணி இறக்கும் போது நீங்கள் வெறும் வாளி போடுறப்போ ஒரு வெயிட் இருக்கும். ஆனால் நீங்கள் தண்ணி இறக்கும் போது என்ன இருக்கும், யூ ஹாவ் another weight. So this is a difference since the pulley is loaded or unloaded. புள்ளி மோட்டரோட சேர்த்து கப்பலாகி ரொட்டேட் ஆகிறப்ப புள்ளியோட லோடும் இருக்கும், மோட்டரோட டார்க்கும் சேர்ந்து இருக்கும். ஓகே, ஸோ we have to be very careful. Since the pulley weight is given, we have to add the weight of the pulley along with the tension what we found out. So that gives us the exact load of C and the exact load of D. Okay, so until there you are having any doubt? Okay, so going back to our given data. So they have given the power is given as in kilowatt, 7.5 kilowatt, which is nothing but 7.5 into 10 to the power watt. So N is 360 rpm. Yield tensile strength is given as 380 Newton per mm square. Factor of safety is 3. The ratio of T1 by T2. So here you can write it as T3 by T4 also, because both the data are given. T1 by T2 is equal to T3 by T4 is equal to 2.5. Then they are given modulus of rigidity C value 79300 Newton per mm square. Diameter of pulley 1 250 mm. Diameter of pulley 2 500 mm. Mass of pulley 1 10 kg and mass of pulley 2 is 30 kg. As I told earlier, to find out the permissible shear stress. What is a permissible shear stress? Is a allowable shear stress. To find out the allowable shear stress, the formula is, sir, this is not provided previously for us. I have been discussed this only in a one worked out problem. Okay, so to find out the permissible shear stress, if the yield strength is given, the formula is 0.5 into yield tensile strength divided by factor of safety. So now I am having the shear value. Once I have the shear stress value, I can proceed further. First I try to find out the torque value. To find out the torque value, they are given the power for me. Obviously I know the formula is P is equal to 2 pi N T divided by 60. So I know the value of power, I know the value of N, since I can find out the value of T. So if I substitute the power in terms of watt, the torque would be in Newton meter. Okay, so once I get the value Newton meter, I am converting it into Newton millimeter by multiplying it to 10 to the power 3. So this is the torque value what I got. Okay, so now I need to find out what is the exact load of a pulley 1. I repeat again, now I need to find out the exact load of what is the load which is being compromised by a pulley 1. For that, what I have to do is I need to find out the value of tension 1, T1 and T2. So to find out T1 and T2, I know one formula already. So T1 minus T2 into the radius of pulley C is equal to torque. Okay, now I know the value of pulley C radius, I don't know the torque value. So I doesn't know what is T1 by T2, but I can find a relation T1 minus T2 is equal to some value. That is what I have did here. See here, I have substituted T1 minus T2 into R1. After substituting the R value, I get one particular value. I have this as a equation number 1. So similarly, I know one equation. I can take T1 as a common. 1 minus T2 divided by T1 is equal to that particular certain value. So here if I substitute the T2 by T1, I know the value of T1 by T2. So I can T1 by T2 is equal to 2.5. Now what is T2 by T1? So what is T2 by T1, which is nothing but 1 divided by 2.5. Okay, so I am trying to substitute here T1 into 1 minus 1 by divided by 2.5. I can find out the tension value. Since I find the T1 value, I know the relation T1 minus T2 value. I have one relation T1 minus I have one value T1 minus T2 is equal to certain load. Using this particular load, I can find out the T2 value. So to find out the load of a pulley 1, to find out the load of a pulley C, I need to add T1 plus T2 into plus weight of the pulley 1. So you see, obviously the value of T1 and T2 will be Newton. You go and see what is the value of M1 given. I am sorry, I have written as W here. It can be considered as a M. Okay, so here also I made a wrong over here. It can be given as a M. So M is given. So M in terms of kilogram, how to convert a kilogram into a Newton? Simply multiply by 9.81. Okay, once I multiply, I can find out the weight. Weight of the particular pulley. So I want to go back to the beam diagram which we have been already given in our previous slide. So let me draw it again. So this is my bearing A. So this is my bearing B. So this is my load C, pulley C. So the pulley C's load is given as 3811.6 Newton, And similarly now I want to find out the load of the pulley D. So this is my A, this is my A, this is my B, this is my C, and this is my D. So we have to follow the same procedure. So before I find out, what I am doing is I am finding out the bending moment. You obviously know what is the formula for bending moment. So previously we will be finding out what is the reaction and everything. But here, since it is a overhanging beam, I know that if I want to take a moment from A, so the moment at C and D will be 0. Since there is no distance, the moment at C and moment at D will be 0. If I want to take a moment at A, you can see here, if I want to take moment at A, so the distance from C to A, it is available in the diagram. You can see the distance from C to A is 250 mm. So the distance from C to A is 250 mm, and what is the load acting on C? 3811. So 3811.6 into 250 gives me the moment at particular C. So உங்களுக்கு நீங்கள் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் ஆஃப் மெட்டீரியல்ஸில் ஆல்ரெடி படிச்சிருப்பீங்கப்பா. எந்த மாதிரி படிச்சிருப்பீங்க அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த பெண்டிங் மூமெண்ட் டயக்ராம் படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. யூ சி இஃப் your beam is a simply supported beam, if your beam is simply supported beam and you have a point load at any number of point load, your particular bending moment diagram will be like this. Am I right? The reason behind is we will be considering this as a positive. If it bend like this, it is a positive. You now come back to this particular problem. So in this particular problem, you can see the support is at over here. The support is over here, and the load is being applied at the end. The load is applied at the end. So now the beam tends to be like this. So which is nothing but a negative direction. So if it is to be like this, the bending, it will be 0 at here, it will be 0 at here. I have a bending moment value in a negative direction like this. So my bending moment diagram will be like this. Just a recall. This is just a recall from your strength of materials. As I told earlier, this particular topic requires a prerequisite as strength of materials. So this is what our existing problem. This is our today's problem. So this is very, very important. How does a bending moment comes? So where does a maximum bending moment comes? That is very, very important. So coming back to the problem here. So I found out a bending moment value which is nothing but 952,900. So as I know already, the bending moment at C and the bending moment at D would be 0. Now the bending moment at A, I have a certain value which is nothing but 952. So 952,900. So previously I have solved many problems. In all the problems, one of the pulley will be in horizontal direction and one of the pulley will be in a vertical direction. But here I am having both the pulleys in vertical direction alone. So here I doesn't want to go for a separate load diagram, so that I am going to find out the weight which is acting on the pulley 2. So the weight which is going to act on the pulley 2, for which I am using the same concept which I used for the previous step. So T3 minus T4 into RD is equal to D. So I am going to assume here the torque in the pulley C R1, which is equal to the torque in the pulley D R2. So since I can write like this, T3 minus T4 into RD is equal to T, and I also know one relation which is common. So T3 by T4 is equal to 2.5. So this is which has been given in the given data itself. Using both the relations, I know the radius of the pulley D, and I also know the torque value, having this as equation 1 and having this as equation 2. See here, I have find out the value of T3 and T4 here. So after finding T3 and T4, I need to find out the weight which is acting at D. So I know I want to know what is this value particularly. To find out that value, what I have to do is, so the load acting at D, which is equal to T3 plus T4 plus MD into 9.81. Since the mass of the particular pulley is given, I am multiplying it with a 9.81. Okay, so this is how I can find out the load which is acting on the pulley D. So you can see here I have written 2150.3. So this value is 2150 0.3 Newton. So once I found out the load of the particular D, again I can find out the bending moment. So what is the bending moment? As I told earlier, for overhang beaming, bending moment at B can be written as distance of B to D. So let us go and see what is the distance of B to D from the diagram. The distance from B to distance D is 250 mm. Sir, B lende D க்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய distance வந்து 250 mm. அங்க இருக்கக்கூடிய load வந்து 2150.3. So 2150.3 into 250 போட்டிங்கன்னா you have a bending moment 537575 Newton meter. I repeat again, the value here would be so 53775. So இதான் என்னோட value. Okay. So obviously இந்த diagram பார்த்தோன்னே உங்களால சொல்ல முடியும் whether the bending moment in A is maximum or B is maximum. So எங்கப்பா maximum இருக்கு? Bending moment is maximum at A or B? Answer my question. Whether the bending moment is maximum at A or B? But can you hear me? Yes. Nalla paathu solunga Srinivasa Prasad. The answer is correct. You check the value, that's all. You just simply check the value. Inge parunga 952900. So see here, you can see it here 952900. What is the value of a particular B? 53755. So as Chandru and Jayakumar told, the bending moment at A will be maximum. Adha inga eludiriken. Comparing the bending moment A and B, bending moment at A is maximum. So M is equal to MA, which is nothing but 952900 Newton meter. So for my formula, which I told earlier, I need M value and T value. I have found out both the values. So the shaft based on strength, I can use this formula. So T is equal to square root of M square plus T square, which is equal to pi by 16 into tau into D cube. Okay. So I am substituting the value of M and the value of T, and I have a certain value. I am equating that value to this particular equation, pi by 16 into tau into D cube, where I can find out the D cube value, and finally I have one D value. D value is nothing but 42.78 mm. I am going to data book. From data book page number 7.20. From data book page number 7.20, the standard value is D45. Okay. So this is this particular thing has been discussed already in plenty of problems what we have solved. But one difference what we have is the shaft diameter based on rigidity basic. So as I told earlier, the formula would be T by J is equal to C theta by L. You be very clear that theta should be in a degree. That is very important. For example, imagine the theta value is given in radian. Can anyone say how we need to convert the angle in radian to degree? How to convert an angle in radian? Yes, very good. 370 by pi illa ba 180 by pi. என்னப்பா சரிப்பா no problem. 180 by pi is the correct answer. Okay. So that is how we need to find out. ஏன்னா இந்த ப்ராப்ளத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நம்மளுக்கு டேரெக்டாக எதில் கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, டிகிரிலே கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. ஸோ there is no issue. Theta is equal to 0.5 degree அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. Okay. So if I substitute, I know the formula for J is equal to pi by 32 into D power 4. So I need D power 4. D power 4 is equal to T into L into 32 divided by C into theta into pi. If I substitute all the value, so I have small clarification here. So once you solve this problem, you check whether the value of D is coming 41.37 mm. That is what I required. Since I cannot solve all the content for you, you try to solve it and try to tell me what is the value here. Okay. So now whether you have any doubt on this particular topic, sir? So it is very simple. The only difference is we need to have one extra formula, T by J is equal to C theta by L. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask me now.